Hi everyone, welcome to Technology Moments. Today we are reviewing FlexClip, an online video editing platform with very promising and helpful features. First, for transparency's sake, we were given a business plan membership to be able to test this platform, but we were not giving any compensation, nor did anyone have editorial approval towards our content. With that out of the way, let me show you FlexClip after a couple of weeks using the platform, especially for making our YouTube Shorts, Reels, and TikTok videos. As we mentioned, it is an online video editing platform, which means that you don't need to download any software to your computer. Just via your internet browser, you get access to it. FlexClip has thousands of templates that are great as a starting point for any topic you need. That is where you start once you log into your account on the home page. The first thing you'll see is the My Projects section, which should be blank. And then you have tons of templates. We chose this specific Christmas one to showcase all of the key features of the platform. When we click a new project or we want to edit a template, we have to choose between timeline mode and storyboard mode. This is a key distinction that will have a deep impact in the whole editing process. In my case, I edit videos in Premiere Pro, so I'm more inclined to edit in timeline mode since that is how those programs work. But let's first showcase roughly how the storyboard mode works. It usually takes a couple of seconds loading any template, and after that, this is a very similar interface that the one we will find in the timeline mode. But the main difference is that instead of video and audio layers, you have chapter-like divisions of different scenes. You can play them individually or play the whole video. Editing transitions is also visually easy to identify. And I'll admit that it is probably a friendlier interface for people new to the video editing world. Now let's take a look at the timeline mode. For this process, we erase the previous edited template because once you begin editing in one of the modes, there doesn't appear to be any way to change it afterwards. So keep that in mind. In both modes, it takes roughly the same time to load the editing interface. Now, as you can see, we have two layers in our timeline, one for video and one for audio, although we can add more if we wanted. Here is where the magic starts. As much as it may seem casual for you to change something little like the text and instantly previewing it, it is actually quite a big deal in rendering. And that is exactly the idea with editing in an existing template, that you have control of what you can edit and use the template as a starting point. Every time you touch an object, that item in the timeline is highlighted so you can see for how long it appears and where exactly. When you double click the scene in your video timeline layer, you can visualize all of the objects within the scene without it being overwhelming. Here I am playing with the audio and the video transitions between scenes. You can extend or shorten a scene pretty easily. Now let me show you each of these windows that are available in the video editing interface. By default, we arrive in templates, so that you can import a specific scene into your video. Then we have media, which is for importing specific visual or audio material from your computer. Then we have text, where we can find different fonts, animations, and styles. Next, we have video, where we gain access to Storyblocks stock footage, a pretty big and good quality stock library. It is integrated directly into the platform, so just by selecting the video you like and dragging it to the area you want to view it, it snaps into place and loads almost immediately, which is quite impressive and also very helpful for the creative process since you don't lose time waiting for it to load. The following tab we find is the photo one, where you follow the same process as with the video. You look for the type of picture you want and place it. It sources the images from Storyblocks and Unsplash stock libraries. The integration is, again, seamless. Then comes the audio tab. Equally important to the video side, audio has a powerful impact on your viewers. So here is where the audio library comes in handy. You have the option for searching for music or for sound effects. For the purpose of this video, I searched for Christmas bells and dragged it to the audio layer. There, just selecting which part I wanted to play was also quick. You can play a little with the volume and length of your audio in order for the sound effects to be audible. Right below audio, we find the elements section, where there are different figures, shapes, and even GIFs from GIF's library to add and adjust to your video. In the overlay section, we have effects, shapes, logo, corporate, and more options. For example, in this case, I added a shiny effect overlay that sort of breathes from below. Finally, for the background, I decided to replace the current background of the last scene in the video. It seemed a little bit long, so I adjusted the time accordingly. The last option is for the font and brand related images that you can also import from your local media. As you can see, we saw most of the options available within the editing interface of FlexClip, and we have plenty of room to explore in each of the tabs that it offers. So now it feels right to show you the different pricing tiers that you can choose from. The cost of implementing this tool ultimately depends on what kind of user you will be and what benefit you will get out of it. Having someone that is able to do everything that FlexClip offers is pretty expensive, and also in terms of the stock libraries, having these subscriptions would also cost. Not to mention all the integrations and seamless functioning of the video editing interface. As I said, ultimately it depends on whether you feel it's worth it or not. From our point of view, it makes a lot of sense. We hope this video was really helpful. Thanks for watching.